Welcome to the 23rd Annual Mayor's Luncheon, our State of the City. We're excited you're here today. Yes, you guys can exchange business cards at your table. I'm looking at you right now. That's good. This is a big networking event too, we understand that. So we're excited that you're here, and we're going to start part of our program right now.
Bonito Tecalitlán con sus mujeres hermosas, bonito Tecalitlán con sus mujeres hermosas. Cuando me salí a bailar el son de las mariposas, pero ay, qué gusto me da de acordarme de esas cosas. Ay, 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 Tecalitlán. Ay, 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 Tecalitlán. A las 2 de la mañana oí un mariachi tocar. A las 2 de la mañana oí un mariachi tocar. Y era el mariachi Vargas que andaba por el portal, llevándole serenatas a las rosas del lugar. Ay, 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 Tecalitlán. Ay, 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 Tecalitlán. Con esta me despido devisando para el plan. Ya con esta me despido devisando para el plan. De las muchachas bonitas de allá de Tecalitlán, pasando por Tamazula y también Ciudad Guzmán. Ay, 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 Tecalitlán. Ay, ay, ay.
They wanted to know if I wanted to dance with them, and George Urch said no. So we were probably good that didn't happen. So for the next few minutes, enjoy your lunch, and then we'll start the major part of our program in just a few minutes, okay? So you have salads, and if you want to eat your dessert ahead of time, eat your dessert. That's up to you. Nobody's counting. But we're glad that you're here, and enjoy lunch, and we'll be back in a few minutes. I'd like to have everybody seated so we can start our program. Shh. Would you all please stand now as we have the presentation of the colors? Also remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance, followed by our national anthem.
Place your right hand over your heart. Ready? Begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last streaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight for the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, Tycee and Jonathan, for leading us in the pledge and the national anthem. You may be seated. For our words of inspiration, I'd like to ask Monk Quang Hunk to come forward and share some thoughts with us today.
Dear our Mayor Vicente Sarmiento and our council members, ladies and gentlemen, it's such an honor for me to be invited to speak to you all here today. Our world has been in pandemic for too long. The outbreak has dramatically changed our life and relationship over the past years. Our life has become more difficult and challenging. The COVID-19 pandemic has become not only a challenge to our healthcare and economies, it has also become a test for social solidarity. My great Vietnamese master, Thích Nhật Hạnh, who has passed away recently, ever stated that to work for peace is to be peace in every breath, every step, and every action. Remember that we are just one family. We are not happy if others are suffering. We have to rekindle our compassion and brotherhood and transform our separate interests into loving acceptance for all. We are determined to cultivate only thoughts that increase trust and love, to use our hands to perform only this that build community, to speak only words of harmony and aid. I believe in this theory, even when it looks like we do not have a lot of time and financial resources. We can still help substantially. When I do charity work and help people, I understand that although my actions are needed by others, I'm actually the one who needs it the most. It's me who becomes happier by doing good things. May the Buddha teachings of great compassion and loving kindness be the guide to our Mayor Vicente Sarmiento and our council members of the city Santa Ana, and bless them with success in their noble, selfless, and resolute efforts to build this city of Santa Ana into one of prosperity and harmony, a welcoming of love, peace, and joy, and equal justice under law for all resident brothers and sisters of this city. May the Buddha bless our mayor and council members, all the civil servants of this city and their families, and keep them always safe, healthy, and happy. Thank you so much for listening.
Thank you, my friend, for that encouraging message of hope for all of us. So now it's time to recognize some different individuals. We call them dignitaries. I just call them friends. So I usually tell you to hold your applause. So we started this new rule a couple of years ago that if you wanted to applause, it was one clap. Okay, it's one clap together, and that's it, not a long one. Okay, we can do long ones later for the mayor, but for right now, it's just one clap, okay? Jonathan, you're looking at me like, what are you talking about? One clap. So from Congressman Luke Correa's office, is Jose here? Standing up. Okay, one clap. Ready? One. That's it. That's all you get. Sit down. From Senator Tom Daley's office, Anna Gonzalez. Is Anna here? Who? No, I'm getting to you next. So is Anna here? Anna, is that you in the back? Where's she at? I'm looking. Okay, Anna, one clap. Ready? 1, 2, 3, clap. Okay. And then Avelino Valencia from Tom Daley's office. Avelino. I tell him he should run for governor. What do you think? He keeps putting it off, but whatever. Okay, so from Rancho Community College District, Vice President David Crockett. Where's David at? Over here, okay, in the corner. All right, good. One clap, that was good. It was kind of weak, but that's all right. David, you get to come up in a minute anyway. So, John Hanna, trustee John Hanna. All right, one clap for John. Thank you, John. Elizabeth Neely, where's Elizabeth at? Okay, Elizabeth, thank you. One clap. Okay, and then Sal, where's Sal at? Teneo? Sal, all right, thank you. Okay, and then from Santa Ana Unified, I want to recognize Jerry Armendariz, our superintendent. Where are you at, Jerry? All right, one clap. See how quick and easy that was? Now, did I miss anybody that's an elected? Because this is where you get to stand up and we give you 5 minutes. No, just kidding. We don't give you 5 minutes. All right. Okay, so now I'd like to recognize a group of outstanding individuals, and that's our sponsors. So I'd like, we've been showing you on the screen, but if you go to the back side of the little program we put out there for you, you'll notice all the sponsors that we have. And so I just want to recognize our table sponsors. There's a whole list of them there. Thank you very much for being a table sponsor today. Our corporate sponsors, you see those logos of all those corporate sponsors. Our silver sponsors, I want to mention Caribou, Mike, where's Mike Hara? Right here, Mike. You can't miss Mike, okay? So anyway, thank you, Mike, for your support. Main Place Mall, Jonathan and Corey. Jonathan Mayer and Corey's here. Thank you, guys. And then if you go to the front side, we had two presenting sponsors this year. C.J. Sagerstrom & Sons. I know that Justin couldn't be here. He's here earlier, but I want to thank C.J. Sagerstrom & Sons. And then the Rancho Santiago Community College Foundation for their ongoing support as a presenting sponsor for this event every year. And with that in mind, I'd like to ask Dave Crockett to come from Rancho and share a couple of minutes on behalf of the foundation and the district.
More than one clap.
Well, I said you could have more than one clap because you were going to say something.
Oh, thank you, thank you. Good afternoon. It's a very special moment. Before I start, I would like to say thank you really to the Chamber and the Elks Lodge for pulling this together. It's really great to see people. I haven't seen people in a couple of years, and I miss you. I really miss you. It's been a rough couple of years. I also want to take a moment to really talk about the district and the business that we're in. We're in the health business. And I'm challenging each and every business partner, community advocate, individual contributor, foundation to do more. I think we have to do more today. At our district, we have a chancellor, we have a new president at Santa Ana College, we have a president at Santiago Canyon College, we have an academic senate, we have so many people, union, non-union, classified, unclassified, on a mission to help, because we're in the help business. If you come here in Orange County, I think the air here is different. You can really, there's endless possibilities. I think that this is a very special place, and we should do all we can to help someone learn English as a second language. I think we should do more with helping high school students work their way to UCLA or Stanford. I set big goals, big goals. I hope we can help a displaced worker get some skills and new training for this new workforce, because we're in the help business. So I challenge each and every one of you to come a little closer. Get to know your community and your partners and all these folks here that need our help. And let's do things together to create a better world and a better future and possibilities for these students. I think the students are being shortchanged right now. I think the cost is outrageous to go to college. I think it's hard to live here because it's expensive. I think that if we work better together, the kids in the community and everyone will have a better outcome. So I challenge each and every one of you to get to know some other people. I challenge you to do more in the community. I see you, Jonathan. How you doing? I challenge you to work closer with your community partners and hey, Eric. And do all you can to support our community. This is home. This is home. And we take care of home. If we need to cut the grass, we cut the grass. We need to do a little work on the house, we do a little work on the house, but we take care of home. So I challenge you. And I hope that this year is a lot better than last year. Amen. Thank you for your time. I appreciate you all. David Crockett, trustee, vice president, thank you. Have a great day.
Thank you, David. Also, I wanted to mention about the foundation and the district that have continued to support this event and others. And Enrique, thank you for your leadership, and Marvin, his leadership as our chancellor as well. And then I just wanted to mention, before I introduce Senator Alex Padilla, that we've had our dancers today. Earlier we had our quartet playing from OSHA, and we'll have some additional students in a little while from Valley High School and from Santa Ana High School will be joining us. Always love to have our students participate with us. So let's just give them all a round of applause right now, all of our students in our schools. And these are the students I think that David was talking about that we need to help. We need to help with their future and things. So with that in mind, I want to introduce our U.S. Senator, Alex Padilla, who will introduce our mayor. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Alex Padilla, and I'm honored to serve as your United States Senator. And I'm honored to join Mayor Sarmiento in welcoming you to his first annual State of the City address. I've known Mayor Sarmiento for many years, and I'm proud to work alongside him to support economic opportunity for all the residents of Santa Ana. We're working to coordinate federal and local resources to uplift Santa Ana families and support local businesses. That includes managing the changing conditions of the COVID-19 pandemic, promoting workforce development, and building more affordable housing. Like you, I'm eager to hear from Mayor Sarmiento about the progress of the past year and his big plans for the year to come. Thank you for joining the 2022 State of the City Address. And now, over to Mayor Sarmiento.
Let me thank Senator Padilla for that warm introduction. And let me just take care of a couple of housekeeping matters before we begin. I want to thank you all, first of all, for being here with us today. I know we had to postpone this event from last October to now, but look, we just wanted to make sure to be safe, and I thank you all for for flexing with us and taking time to join us. This is an important day for us. It's historic. This is actually the first time the State of the City in its history has been delivered by somebody other than former Mayor Pulido. And so this is the first time, and I promise I don't sing or dance. You guys don't want to see that. But I stay in my lane. So I just want to say that it is a pleasure to have you all here. It looks like things are getting much better. So let's get started. And you'll see, those of you who've attended States of the City in the past, this is a little different. We wanted to make sure that this has got a different cadence, a different vibe, something for all of us to celebrate in the community because we are so diverse. And it is so important to celebrate that. So let me begin by saying Happy New Year to everybody and giving you a warm welcome. Let me first thank the Santa Ana Chamber of Commerce, Dave Elliott and his board for hosting this event for the first time at this beautiful new Elks Lodge. I also want to thank all of our sponsors. Yeah, let's give them a big round of applause. I just walked in through the kitchen because they didn't want me to cross in front. Said hello to all the wait staff, so please thank all the wait staff that are serving us here today. I also want to thank all of our sponsors, but give a special shout out to presenting sponsors C.J. Segerstrom and Sons and the Rancho Santiago Community College District Foundation. Thank you all. Thank you. Thank you all for believing in our city and being our partners. I also want to introduce my family that joins me here today. My wife Eva, my son Diego, my daughter Dalia, my sisters Vicky and Daisy, and my mother Irma. Thank you for being here. Without their love and support, I could not have been able to serve the city that embraced us when we first arrived here from La Paz, Bolivia in 1965. It's been quite a journey. I want to next introduce my council colleagues, Mayor Pro Tem Phil Becerra, Councilmember Tai Viet Phan, Councilmember Jesse Lopez, Councilmember David Peñalosa, Councilmember Jonathan Ryan Hernandez, and Councilmember Nelida Mendoza. If you'll all please stand to be recognized. You know, I want to thank them all, but I especially want to thank our newest council members who've been asked to tackle some very complicated and difficult matters in a very short time. Finally, I want to thank our city staff led by our city manager, Christine Ridge. On behalf of all of our residents and stakeholders, I'm grateful for your commitment to helping realize the City Council's vision. You are all talented, professional, and tirelessly dedicated to serving the people of this city with dignity and respect. I also want to make sure that I recognize a few people that helped work with the Chamber to make this day possible. That is Daisy Perez, Paul Eakins, and the best executive assistant out there, Rosa Flores. Please give them all a big round of applause. Now let me say what I came here to say. The state of our city is strong. Santa Ana is the second largest city in the county and the 13th largest city in California. We are a big city. The theme for today's State of the City is straightforward. Essentially, it's that you can be a progressive, equitable, and compassionate city and still be well-managed, stable, and fiscally sound and safe. Santa Ana currently has a $42 million one-time surplus. We enjoy a AA rating from Standard & Poor's, and in 2021 we saw homicides in the city trend down as other cities comparable in size saw increases, and we were considered one of the best managed cities in the state. All right, with all that said, let's do this, people. Here we are, 2022. I don't know about you, but it isn't quite the 2022 I had hoped for or expected. After suffering through 2 very painful years of this pandemic, despite the challenges that we as a city have faced and many that still lie ahead of us, Santa Ana has a lot to be thankful for. We had many accomplishments and important milestones during 2021 that deserve our attention. We also have much to look forward to with this coming year. Today, I would like us to focus on a number of these positive stories. Stories such as how many people in our great city impressively came together as a community during this time of uncertainty and need to assist each other. It made me proud to see our residents, neighborhoods, schools, nonprofits, business community, and city employees not only persevere, but step up and go above and beyond to help those in our community who were hurting and in need. Many of us have lost friends, family, neighbors, and coworkers to COVID-19. Over the last 2 years, almost 1,000 Santa Ana residents have died from this terrible pandemic. It is important that we remember and acknowledge the precious lives we lost. Please join me in a moment of silence to honor their memory. Thank you. In these somber moments, we should remember that this tragedy could have been much worse if not for the hard and courageous work from many of the people in this room. These folks made sure that essential health care was provided, that our children continue to be educated, that our mail and packages continue to be delivered, that our streets and neighborhoods remained safe, and that our restaurants and stores stayed open. These healthcare workers, educators, public employees, first responders, and business and community leaders bravely continue to serve our city and its residents despite great personal risk. Several whose work made a great difference are here with us today, and I'm bestowing onto each of them a key to the city. Will the following folks please come forward to the front of the stage and be recognized? From Santa Ana Unified School District, our Superintendent, Jerry Almendarez. Our school district provided important support with testing sites, food distribution, and vaccination efforts. Thank you, Jerry, and thank you to your board for doing everything you do. Latino Health Access. LHA provided important COVID recovery efforts, testing, vaccinations, but most importantly, education and outreach. Also, Power of One Foundation, Executive Director Andre Roberson. Andre, come on up if you're not up there already. This organization has provided food giveaways, holiday toy giveaways, and much more to our community. We thank them for everything that they do. Next, Memorial Care Vice President Jennifer Tinajero and her husband, former Santa Ana City Council member and current Santa Ana College trustee, Sal Tinajero. Please give them a round of applause. They brought Memorial Care Hospital and their team to deliver the very first vaccination clinic that was wholly dedicated to the hardly impacted Santa Ana residents in the city. Thank you for everything that you did. United Across Borders Foundation President Erika Robles. Erika, gracias por todo lo que hiciste. Thank you so much for everything that you do. This organization tirelessly provided food and groceries to our residents for the past 2 years and now is helping do vaccination clinics and testing clinics for everybody in the city at no cost. JFK Transportation CEO Kevin Watson. Thank you, Kevin, for being with us. Kevin's team provided important mobile Wi-Fi hotspot assistance throughout our community when internet connection was weak or non-existent, so our school children could continue their studies online during the pandemic. Thank you, Kevin. Suavecito Pomade, the Adame family. Come on up, Suavecito. Tony and his family, and I mean his brothers and the whole team at Suavecito, was quick to convert from manufacturing hair care products and produce much needed hand sanitizer, which at times became really challenging to get. So thank you Suavecito, for everything you do. Richard Santana, I don't know what adjectives we could. Come on out, Richard. Don't be shy. Look, there are too many adjectives we could use to describe Richard's tireless work, but he was helpful in vaccination and food distribution efforts that proved invaluable. Richard was everywhere, and he helped anyone who needed help. I am so proud to call him my commissioner. Thank you, Richard. Finally, last but not least, Rancho Santiago Community College District Chancellor Marvin Martinez. Marvin, thank you so much, Chancellor, for being out here. The Chancellor, Board of Trustees, and their staff at Santa Ana College stepped up to host our largest testing and vaccination dispensing location in the city. It was called the Pod that we fought for, and they said, let's do it at Santa Ana College. So thank you, everybody. Give them a big, big round of applause. We couldn't have done anything without their help. So thank you. Over the last 2 years, many of our Santa Ana City employees have also played a key role in dedicating themselves to helping our residents and business community get through this difficult time. They've gone through extraordinary efforts to bring invaluable support and services to our Santa Ana community. Please join me in watching a video highlighting the great work that they did in Santa Ana over these past 2 years. You know, I'm really proud of the effort that my council colleagues and I gave with the assistance from our city staff to combat the impacts of this pandemic on our community. We did the best to secure and maximize important federal, state, and county dollars and assistance while proactively initiating a number of innovative programs. We provided over $23 million in rental assistance, relief, and financial help to city residents. We provided $4.7 million in grants to our locally impacted small businesses and an additional $500,000 in grants to our local nonprofits and artists who were extremely hard hit by COVID. We formed a Santa Ana Cares Mobile Resource Center that rolled out into our neighborhoods and parks, visiting 121 locations where we provided 35,000 COVID tests and handed out nearly 300,000 masks. We partnered with local healthcare providers to open vaccine clinics in the city when vaccine supplies were extremely limited, and we pushed the state and county to prioritize Santa Ana and make vaccine more available to our residents who are being hit the hardest. We still have much work to do, but I'm proud to say that with much work, the vaccination rate in Santa Ana is approaching 75%. After watching that deserves a round of applause. We're getting there. After watching our residents struggle to pay their rent and bills, seeing the long lines stretching down the street at local food pantries, and hearing the stories of so many who were hit extremely hard and were living paycheck to paycheck, my city council colleagues and I knew that it was important that we do more to help. We approved a comprehensive recovery plan that we called Revive Santa Ana, or Revive Santa Ana, to assist with pandemic recovery. The effort infused $80 million in federal American Rescue Plan Act funds to help us deliver both short-term and long-term health, educational, and financial support to our Santa Ana residents and business community to help get us back on our feet. It was game-changing. The comprehensive program allowed us to create a successful new business grant and training program, offer child care services at several community centers so parents could get back to work, increase cleaning and sanitizing of high-traffic pedestrian and bicycle areas, and help boost community morale by bringing back our popular 5K run and our first ever winter village with an ice skating rink right next to City Hall. Most notably, the city launched the Revive Santa Ana Resident Stimulus Program, which provided $300 gift cards to 20,000 households in neighborhoods with the greatest need just before the holidays. Combined with a Shop Local program that saw businesses offering discounts to anyone who uses the stimulus cards, we expect that most of the $6 million in stimulus will go right back into our local economy. We also passed a historic rent stabilization ordinance that limits annual rent increases and prevented the displacement of many of our families living in residential units. We also adopted a just cause eviction ordinance to provide important additional protections for tenants. We approved a temporary ordinance establishing an additional $4 an hour hero pay for grocery and retail pharmacy workers. Thank you. Whose very essential jobs put them at risk of contracting COVID-19 while they worked hard continuing to serve our community during the pandemic. We helped our local restaurants and retailers continue to operate during the pandemic by being the first city in Orange County to introduce outdoor dining and outdoor retail operations. This is here to stay. With a $500,000 grant from the county, the city also helped 20 local restaurants build beautiful outdoor dining patios and decks that provided a safe dining alternative for their customers. Our hard work has paid off, and we are beginning to turn the corner. I am proud to tell you that the City of Santa Ana is entering this new year in a much stronger financial position than in years past. With hard work, discipline, a strong managed effort, and a successful return of vibrancy for much of our local business community, we have successfully added over $42 million in additional funds to our city coffers. Sales tax revenue is up. Funding from our medicinal and recreational cannabis tax is up, and revenue from our hotel visitors tax is also significantly up. In addition, thanks to the amazing work of our city's finance and management services team, we successfully issued bonds to refinance our city employee pension debt, an effort that is expected to provide over $138 million in taxpayer savings over the next 2 decades. The creation of more long-term financial stability for the city will allow our staff to continue to provide the highest quality service to our residents and business community. The additional dollars have already allowed us to fund important infrastructure improvement projects in town, such as street lights, sidewalks, road paving, tree trimming, as well as our fundamental municipal services. Our city has also made great strides in public safety. Last year, the Santa Ana Police Department graduated its single largest recruit class in 25 years. Many were women, bilingual, and officers of color. At the same time, under the leadership of Chief Valentine, the department impressively reduced their police response times for Priority 1 calls. Despite the economic difficulties of the pandemic, overall crime in town dropped in July 2021 by 10% from the previous year. We should not forget that the moment triggered by the tragic murder of George Floyd at the hands of Minneapolis Police Department was also not lost on us. We worked hard to improve our policing and law enforcement practices in order to protect and instill trust with our residents. We implemented de-escalation training, community-oriented policing, and crime prevention by investing in our children and youth. This will be a work in progress, but we appreciate the hard work of our rank and file officers and Chief Valentine's leadership to this end. In fact, according to our city attorney's office, this is the first time in many years the city does not have an active officer-involved shooting case pending. Another important issue that we have been able to make important inroads with is our ability to successfully tackle our local homeless crisis. I am proud to say that the City of Santa Ana continues to lead Orange County in addressing homelessness with a compassionate and comprehensive approach that considers the needs of the unhoused and the impacts it creates to our neighborhoods and business community. Our new Santa Ana multidisciplinary response teams, better known as SMART, is already helping us successfully divert non-emergency homeless-related calls from our police department to qualified civilian mental health and homeless service professionals. In the coming weeks, the city's new Homeless Navigation Center will open. This new shelter will replace our interim shelter and will provide 200 beds with an ability to expand to 300 for Santa Ana residents experiencing homelessness. It will include a commercial kitchen, dorms for men, women, couples, and families, offices for case management and medical services, and an outdoor area for participants and their pets. Santa Ana is also providing over 400 units of permanent supportive housing to help formerly homeless individuals get back on their feet, including at Casa Querencia, which opened last year, transforming an underperforming motel into a beautiful new apartment community. While the City of Santa Ana takes a compassionate approach to helping the unhoused, we strongly believe the County of Orange has placed too great a burden on our residents. Other cities need to step up and do more to address what is truly a county-wide and regional issue. That is why we took legal action against the County of Orange that last month resulted in an agreement giving the city priority access to 125 beds at the county's homeless shelter, as well as further assurances from the county that homeless individuals will not be transported to Santa Ana from other parts of the county. Our city is a leader in creating a diverse array of housing options for our residents, providing everything from affordable housing developments to market rate housing for Santa Ana's great variety of income levels. I'm proud to tell you that Santa Ana is one of the few cities to meet and exceed the mandated housing goals set for us by the Southern California Association of Governments. Currently, a very impressive 2,300 housing units are under construction in Santa Ana today. Among those under construction or planned are Legacy Squares and 93 affordable apartment homes, the 552-unit First Point affordable housing apartments, over 1,200 housing units at the Heritage Mixed Use Project, the 600-unit Wormers Mixed Use Project at the former Elk site, and KB Homes' new neighborhood of over 100 for-sale units near the I-5 freeway. Santa Ana is a community of families where we value our children and work hard to provide opportunities for our youth. As such, we recently had our Santa Ana Work Center, a great resource for workers of all ages, create a new youth employment program that offers employment experiences with an emphasis for residents ages 16 to 21. The program is off to a great start and already showing signs of success. Thanks to Santa Ana being the first city in Orange County to regulate the sale of recreational marijuana, our Cannabis Public Benefit Fund brought in over $30 million during its first 3 years of existence, allowing the city to put $17 million towards new library programs, park improvements, and youth services. We thank our local cannabis industry and our operators. Of course, our local educational partners continue to lead the way in providing quality education to historically underserved communities. This year, the Santa Ana Unified School District had a record number of students accepted to Ivy League schools from their 2021 graduating class, including 3 to Harvard University. And I want to give a shout out to my son who graduated from that class from Godinez, and he's at UCLA, so go Bruins. All right. Santa Ana College, whose campus is looking very impressive these days, recently opened both a brand new science center and a student center, and it's also soon to open a new health center, adding new resources and prestige to our local community college. Thank you. Speaking of construction, you may have noticed a bit of roadwork construction when you were driving around town. We apologize for the inconvenience. I'm getting there. But it reminds me of the saying that the road to progress is filled with bumps and potholes, right? I promise, it will all be worth it in the end. Our Public Works Agency has been busy with numerous projects that will help Santa Ana evolve into a safe, more modern, green, pedestrian-friendly, and bike-friendly city. New protected bicycle lanes and bike boulevards have been constructed and others are under construction on some of our busiest streets and roads. We are also transforming and revitalizing the historic South Main Street corridor with improvements to sidewalks, bus shelters, landscaping, street lighting, and much more. With so many investments in our public infrastructure, it's important that we maintain them and keep them safe and clean. That's why when the City Council recently approved a new waste collection contract with Republic Services, we insisted that it include a Clean City initiative. The new contract requires Republic to not only haul our city's trash, but to also provide on-call litter removal and power washing of sidewalks, bulky item removal in the public right-of-way, and install 250 trash containers for heavily trafficked sidewalks, and a variety of other services that will keep our city beautiful. Republic Services also tells us that they are working on development of an electric-powered trash truck for service that will cut down on local emissions. Thanks to these forward-thinking moves by the City Council and our city staff, Santa Ana is attracting a significant amount of new businesses and development. Amazon is opening not 1, but 2 distribution centers here in town. Planet 13's newly opened dispensary is the largest in California. And Overair Incorporated, an air mobility company, recently announced a major expansion of its Santa Ana headquarters. Such investments add to Santa Ana's already robust corporate presence, which includes Fortune 500 company First American Financial, the household name that is Behr Paint Company, and this one I find really exciting, Airborne Systems, which made the parachute system for NASA's Mars Perseverance rover. Let's watch this wonderful video that highlights some of the things that we love about Santa Ana. So as you can see, Santa Ana has continued to forge ahead despite the pandemic and has had many recent accomplishments of which we can be proud. Many more remain on the immediate horizon. Our Revive Santa Ana program will continue to help us move our Golden City into the next stage of our storied history and help us prepare for a future that will bring change. This grand initiative will continue to be used to provide more educational opportunities and programs for our youth, digital literacy education, continued business and rental assistance, renovations and expansions of libraries and community centers, pedestrian infrastructure improvements, programs to address vacant storefronts, additional parks and open space, and much more. One key element that I sought in Revive Santa Ana was funding to study the feasibility of creating our own public health department for the city of Santa Ana, so that we don't have to rely on the county or other outside agencies to assist us in the timely delivery of necessary public health services to our Santa Ana residents. In that same spirit, and as a result of a $4 million grant we received from the Federal Office of Minority Health, we are forming the Health, Equity, Diversity, Inclusion, and Anti-Racism Task Force, conveniently coined HEART, to help us better address the needs of our unique community. Dr. Bernice Ramallah, our new Equity and Inclusion Coordinator, will be co-chairing this effort. Thank you, Dr. Ramallah. Prior to the pandemic, we were already working hard to add to our city park system. I am proud to tell you that 2 new parks are coming soon at Standard and McFadden and Rate and Myrtle, which is already under construction. At the same time, the Orange County Transportation Authority is continuing its work on our exciting Orange County Streetcar project, which will be a milestone for Santa Ana and Central Orange County when it opens next year. It will be the first streetcar of its kind in Orange County. As we rethink mobility in a greener, cleaner future, the streetcar will not only serve our local residents, but also bring new visitors to our Santa Ana Regional Transportation Center, our adjacent business corridors, and Santa Ana's downtown. Already, the streetcar is spurring new development along its soon-to-be-open route. New residents who move into housing projects, such as the Toll Brothers planned 218-unit community rental project, now under construction at the former First American building in downtown, will be able to take advantage of the convenience of the new streetcar. Away from downtown, one of Santa Ana's largest economic drivers, shopping attractions, Main Place Mall, will also be undergoing a huge metamorphosis. Just yesterday, Centennial broke ground on what will become much more than a mall, a place to gather, shop, eat, work, live, as Main Place adds multifamily residential, office space, and exciting new soon-to-be-announced entertainment venues. By the way, I like the phrase Santa Ana Live. LA's got their LA Live. You can go ahead and coin that, Centennial. So, Main Place will join the rest of Santa Ana as together we move into the future, changing how we do business and how we live. On that visionary note, I want to share 2 final visions of the future that I think will inspire everyone in our Santa Ana community. First, as many of you know, the fate of the Willowick Golf Course has been in limbo for some time. Its owner, the City of Garden Grove, is in the process of selling the 102-acre property that happens to be entirely within the Santa Ana city boundaries. Because of the California Surplus Land Act, the property must first be made available to public agencies and others interested in potentially purchasing it for affordable housing, parks, or open space. If the property is successfully purchased and turned into park space, Willowick would become the largest park in Santa Ana, providing a historic, once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for one of the state's most densely populated park-poor cities to add important new open space. And with tens of millions of dollars more in additional federal funding coming to our city through our Revive Santa Ana program, the timing seems less like luck and more like destiny. Here we have 2 once-in-a-lifetime opportunities presenting themselves to us. An infusion of important federal funding like the likes of which we most likely won't see again, and the largest single open space acquisition in Santa Ana happening in decades. I say we grab this opportunity with both hands. Across town, another transformative possibility appears on the horizon. For too long, the Santa Ana Civic Center has been a dormant and at times dangerous space in the middle of our city. The stark institutional buildings that have housed our city hall, courts, and other federal, state, and county agencies for decades have become relics of a past age. It is time for our Civic Center to truly reflect its role as the heart of both Santa Ana and Orange County. We need to activate our Civic Center. the heart of our county's government center, into a place of modern vibrancy and activity. Santa Ana City Hall should reflect the art, culture, and sense of community that we share here. Just 1 month of the Santa Ana Winter Village opened our eyes to the possibilities we can bring to our Civic Center area. Imagine, with a new public-private partnership, we could bring new conference space, a hotel, restaurants, and other amenities right next to our newly improved main library. This video will give you just a glimpse into what our Civic Center could become. All right, everybody, we're into the home stretch. So Santa Ana is in the midst, as you can see, of an impressive transformation. As we continue to grow into a significant urban metropolis, a city of diversity, arts, education, vibrant business community, and exciting economic opportunity. A city we can all be proud of. I hope you are all as excited about the future as my city council colleagues and I are. We look forward to stepping into a brighter, bolder, more prosperous future in partnership with you. We thank everybody who made today possible. We thank you for your presence. We thank you, most importantly, for loving our city. I think all of us share that one common denominator, that we believe in each other and we believe in our community. So with that, we have a surprise for you because we've had some great performances from our Ballet Folklorico, from our ensemble, and the pledge and the words of wisdom and the national anthem, all of those who made that possible. I thank you from the bottom of my heart. Santa Ana Unified now wants to give us a little closing music for us to go ahead and final up and wind this thing up. But thank you, everybody. Have a great afternoon. We love Santa Ana. God bless Santa Ana. give them a big round of applause. Come.
Thank you, students from Valley High School and Santa Ana High School Drumline.
Thank you.